Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Well, wee heavy up in this piece, form of Scottish breakfast. Wee heavy style ale from none other than Bonn Place Brewing. Bonn. How I love thee. So close yet so far. Bonn's only like 45 minutes away from me, but with kid and life and all that fun stuff, it's very hard to get there. But now they we're closer to there. I can get there every now and then, but I did not pick this up from Bonn. I actually got this from my boy Ken, coworker and beer aficionado. He stops by Bonn more than I can, and he dropped a pack of goodness, hopeful goodness on me. So we'll see what's what. Label wise, I love it. I love what Bonn does, which is their kooky labels. The bottle, extra points for the bottle. And what does it say on the actual bottle itself? It says, modeled after the wee heavies of Scotland, it's one of the first beers we brewed here at 310 Taylor Street in Bethlehem, PA. Peat smoke malts and whole leaf hops from our friends at Fawn Hill Hops give this strong ale an authentic traditional flavor. Enjoy fresh from the container or in your favorite glass. I have a Bonn glass. I did not use it. I'm a dum-dum. And that'd be that. Yeah. Here we go. That looks all part of what I want a wee heavy to look like. One is the head. It always has to have this like coal-like head to me. Once you give it a swirl, you get a little bit more carbonation, but when they pour this coal-like head, and as far as the body goes, it has this murky, almost slightly turbid kind of vibe going to it. Looks more like Belgian Quaddy to a certain extent, Belgian Quaddy Darky. I think wee heavies need to have that kind of look to it. Really, really is one of those things. So looks the part, dark, rich, not black, but close to it kind of body, a happy pinky finger of a kind of khaki colored head. It's good nose. Ooh, that's a cool nose. It's a cool nose. It almost is like you get a little bit of those peat smoked malts on there, so it's not like overtly peaty. It's not like Islay Scotch or anything like that. But there's a little bit of like this peaty vibe to it. And there's almost like a slightly medicinal mintiness to it. I mean that in a positive, not negative way. I know it can be an off flavor and stuff like that. But so you combine those two at very relatively low levels, it brings this kind of cool kind of vibe to it. Almost like what's that? What's that one? Um, there's like an ambarana wood or something like that. It has like a little mint vibe to it. It kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Outside of that, there's just a rich kind of maltiness to it. It's very much what I expect from a wee heavy in a very traditional sense, which is very, very cool. And just that combination of that little bit of peatiness and then that little bit of mintiness. I'm kind of super excited. Yeah, yeah. Let's give this a whirl. Cheers. Yeah, man. That's an extremely cool beer. Mm. So first things first, beautiful mouthfeel. It's almost a soft silken kindness to it. Really like that. Again, kind of a prerequisite for really well done wee heavy. For me, the way the malt comes off in this nice, rich, stops short of being like almost like a molasses caramel kind of mixture. What's the EBV on this? Do they call it out? They don't, man. I'm curious. I'm gonna say this is right around 8%. But yeah, it has this cool kind of rich, kind of slightly caramel, slightly molassesy, blackstrap molassy combination, but a little bit kind of watered down, not super hyper aggressive. That's why I'm coming in at like 8%. There's a bit of coffee in here, very cool kind of twist, and then at the end of it is what I talked about on the nose, which is combination. Subtle peatiness again, not getting heavy handed, not getting like scotchy on here. And then that little slight mintiness. Almost, this reminds me of almost like a coffee Andes candies. You know, remember Andes candies? They're like the little triangle thingy and chocolate, a little bit of mintiness. But I want to stress that it's like you dropped one of those in a coffee kind of thing, or drop one of those Andy candies and like a little bit of watered down coffee. It's not hyper minty. It's not hyper peaty. It's not any of those things. You're getting hints and bits and stuff like that across your palate, but they're there. They're there. This does you drink this? I don't think you think of mint when you drink of this, but man, this is very very fun. When you take that combination of that silken mouthfeel and the way the beer pulls off the malt side of things, and it adds that dollop of that peat and that little bit of what I call a mintiness. It's a super complex beer and very much very unique in the way a wee heavy can be. This is traditional wee heavy. This is what I love about wee heavies. Whether it be some of the best ones I've ever had, it has to have a couple different things. Again, like I said, the looks, that mouthfeel, the softness to it, while at the same time having just almost like it's like an English version of a pseudo imperial stout with their own little Scottish version. Sorry, with a little bit of twist on it, and this just takes that, adds that little bit of USA, adds that little bit of Sam and Gina, adds that little bit of Bond to it with this little tiny little F doggery. I think this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So cool. Such a cool beer. Great style, too. I think it's super unrepresented. I think not a lot of people do a ton of wee heavies. And when they do, if they're in the ballpark, I get kind of excited. When they crush it like this, and do it like this proper, I get kind of hot and bothered, standing up a little bit straighter, nipples get a little bit taut, those kind of things. Yeah, man, that is a delicious beer. I don't know what I'm going to say. I think I've explained it enough, and just say, yeah, let's look it up and I'll talk while I do this. Is this one of the better wee heavies I've had? Is like, listen, it defaults to that. I can't tell you how many wee heavies I've had as of late, but I think if I've been drinking, if let's put it this way, if I was drinking wee heavies on the reg, I think this would still be Mount Rushmore status. Let's see. Scottish breakfast. Now we're gonna go through. Let's see. Untapped. Why is my mouse acting all weird? Untapped has it 6.8. Bonn. Let's see if they have it on their brewery website. Let's see what else. Value availability. I picked this up. Actually, I've looked at their website. Let's see if it actually comes through and see if they actually have it to go. Cans and bottles. Fruit, Mary, Pigtail, Obus. They don't. They sold out of this, really? Oh man, let's see if they have it. Scottish breakfast. Let's see if they have it. And no, they don't even have it on draft. Boo. I think that's all we got. So we'll go with that. And value availability for not brewery only. Some of the stuff gets out there, but relatively so. Bethlehem, you gotta go get it. Leave you with if you like what we like to say. If you like we heavies, if you like those beers, if you like interesting beers in the dark variety, I think you'll really dig this. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out in the social media stuff, Beer Massive, podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Oh, Bonn. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had the beers? Have you had this beer? What's your favorite Bonn beer? Mooey is mine. So there you go. Reviewing books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying some wee heavy right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers, y'all.